What's up, everybody, and happy divisional playoff weekend. This is the game to get to the game to go to the Super Bowl this weekend. Let's get to it. Ain't no time to waste. We got Rome in the house.
What up? What up? We're getting down to the nitty gritty now.
We got Adrian of the Washington football team.
It's only 8 teams left now. Unfortunately, my team ain't one of them, but hey, it's gonna be some good football this weekend.
Yeah. So before we get to some of the news and stuff, first game up is the Rams at Green Bay. The one seeds are coming out this week after they, remember it's only one team getting a bye now. So what y'all think?
Well, this is a tricky game, but
yeah, I think so.
I've been kind of riding that Packer bandwagon a little bit for the last couple of weeks, and they're gonna have a little bit of a battle with the Rams. I think the Rams gonna come out there and battle them pretty good. But I like that bad man. I think that bad man, he needs to, preserve his legacy a little bit more than what he has. He's got one Super Bowl. He's got the stats, but you know how people are. They like to judge you by how many you won. So he's long overdue to get back to another Super Bowl. So I'm riding that Packer bandwagon. I'm going with the Packers in that game.
Hey, Adrian, what you think?
This is a weird one. I mean, the Rams got that defense. Aaron Donald, no need to say anything about him. He'll probably be a defensive player of the year for the third straight year. Jalen Ramsey, beast shutdown corner. Probably the best defense left of the 8 teams. But the big question mark is Jared Goff, the injured thumb. The weather is going to be cold. It might snow, and cold weather don't help thumb injuries. You know what I'm saying? So how is Jared Goff going to play? It's Aaron Rodgers. It's hard to pick against Aaron Rodgers. It's hard to pick against the Packers and Lambeau. I know ain't going to be no fans, but the weather is a factor. So it's hard to pick against the Packers, cold weather, and Lambeau. So you gotta go with the Packers here in this spot. See, I'm just not sure about how Jared Goff's thumb's gonna hold up in this cold weather. Plus, they gotta run the football. If the Rams are gonna win, Cam Akers gonna have to be the guy today. Because I wouldn't throw too many passes in this cold weather with his thumb injury. But I say Packers in the close one.
I'm starting to think that this is because a lot of people have a notion that Mike McCarthy in his few recent years with the team was holding him back because they said he had old concepts and he was running plays like from 10 years ago and people had figured him out and all this other stuff. And now
good. Let him be down there in Dallas then. Let him run to 10-year-old players. Good.
No, I'm saying as far as we go to pertaining to the Packers, you know what I mean?
Packers, yeah.
So I'm noticing improvement over these 2 years that LaFleur has been there, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking this year they don't have to go on the road. The Saints a good team, but Breeze looking kind of shaky in my opinion. Like he looked like he's starting to show his age a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this is the Packers year to go. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. They looking like the best team in the NFC to me clearly. So I definitely think I don't think it's going to be a beating or anything, but I think
it's going to be a good game.
It'll be a good game, but I think the Packers going to win. So then the one I'm looking for out of all 4 of these games, Buffalo, Baltimore, Sunday night, 8:00. The heavyweight. Saturday night. I'm sorry. Tonight. Yeah, tonight. The heavyweight slugfest. It's gonna be body blows everywhere. It might snow. Lamar Jackson praying it don't snow because he said he don't play because he's from Florida, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He said he's never played in the snow ever in his whole life.
Yeah. So how y'all see this one going down? This is gonna be a.
Yeah, this is the most interesting matchup I think of the whole weekend.
I agree,
and I'm glad I'll be home in time tonight to see that. Just like the Packers, I've been riding that Action Jackson bandwagon. But if it snows, he's gonna be in trouble. If you never played in the snow before, that's gonna be new to you. That's gonna be a new element, and he's gonna be in trouble. Buffalo has been playing real good so far. Right now, they look like the team that could definitely give the Chiefs some problems. I want to continue. You know what, man? I'm gonna just continue to ride the Action Jackson bandwagon. I'm gonna go with the Ravens in a real close one. It's gonna be a tricky game. I think it could end up being a crazy ending in this. I'm gonna go with the Ravens in a close one.
Hey, what'd you think?
Ooh, this out the four. This is clearly the toughest one to pick. This is a coin toss here, and this is a big spot for both the quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Whoever wins this game moves up a notch in the quarterback pecking order. Taking one of them is going to go to the AFC Championship for the first time. Ooh, it's tough to win in Buffalo. This is the Buffalo time of year. Like the Packers, it's tough to win up there in Buffalo. It's going to be cold. It might snow. Lamar Jackson's never played in snow in his life. The Ravens have to run the football like they've been doing. They're going to have to run the football, and Lamar's got to run the ball too. You know what I'm saying? They got to keep the chains moving. Don't get behind in the field position. Don't get in the third and long because the weather might play a factor. As far as Buffalo, just keep doing what they've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen, he's been playing well. I'm pretty sure he's going to play well again today. The Ravens have been playing great defense too, so it'll be interesting to see how that defense tries to attack Josh Allen. Oh God, this is a tough one. I've been thinking Buffalo is the biggest threat to Kansas City in the AFC. They're at home. I'm going to stick with them. Don't quote me on this, but if I got to make a pick, I'm going to go with them. But this game could go either way. This is going to be the game of the weekend, and this could go either way. It wouldn't surprise me if either team won, but I'm gonna go Buffalo here. Buffalo just had a great year. I think it's not quite time for them to go home yet. I can easily be wrong because Action Jackson, but I'm gonna pick Buffalo. I'm gonna stick with Buffalo. I'm gonna stick with Josh Allen. Josh Allen takes the Bills for the first time since '93 to the AFC Championship.
I'm gonna tell you, last week watching that Buffalo game, the Colts did a whole lot of dumb ass shit that caused them to get.
They left a lot of points on the board, man. They did stupid shit.
I'm like, Frank Wright, what the fuck are you?
Because you didn't see the game live, did you?
Yeah, I saw it.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't see it live? Rome didn't see it live. Oh, they left so many points on the board.
In the
they did a lot of dumb
quarter,
stuff.
They were down by like 7, and they were like 4th and 1 from like the 3. And
they went field goal.
They went for. I'm like, why are you going?
And didn't get it. Didn't get it. Kicked the field goal.
And they lost by 3 points.
And that was in Buffalo, right?
They left points on the board. Wow. They left points on the board. Colts could have won that game.
So, to me, the Baltimore victory was the more impressive victory to me. Like, it was more like, the Indy game you could have seen going either way, but to me, Baltimore it wasn't from start to finish, but from like mid second quarter on, it was just all Baltimore, pretty much. The Titans, they tried to get back into it, but the Baltimore wouldn't allow them to get back into it. You know what I mean? And I've learned a big lesson about snow from, when I used to play fantasy because I retired from that bullshit. Anyhow, I remember one year when I had LaShawn McCoy, and they had a big time snow game. They played against the Lions in Philly, and I was like, damn, I really don't want to play him because it's snowing. But he was the only one I had, so I played him. He ended up getting like 50 points that game because he had like 200 yards rushing and
they ran the ball
because they ran. But it's snow. You figured you wouldn't be able to run the ball because this was big, thick ass snow. You know what I mean? So, but anyhow. So if you're a monster, you're just a monster, snow or whatever. So I think Baltimore's gonna win. And if they do, in my opinion, I think they're more of a threat the way they're playing right now, not the way they were playing during the season, because they had like a lull during the season and then they just picked it up these last 5-6 weeks. But
the last 5-6 weeks they did pick it up. Because it looked like they were going to miss the playoffs for a minute there.
Exactly. to me,
yeah, they started off slow, then the COVID hit them. It looked like they were going to miss the playoffs.
Right now, them and Green Bay are playing the best ball, even though we haven't seen the Chiefs, because the Chiefs had, they were winning, but they were kind of like tighter than we're usually used to seeing them play. You know what I mean? So I like Baltimore in this game. That's just my opinion. But moving to the Sunday games, the first game up, a interesting one. I mean, we'll see what happens. We got KC versus the Browns. The Browns going into after the upset destruction, which you call Adrian of the Steelers. I mean, I didn't see it being that bad of a beating. I thought they could win.
I am not surprised at all.
It was going to be that damn bad.
The way Pittsburgh had been playing November and December, I seen this coming from a mile away that they were going to go and lay a gigantic egg. It's just, you can see it coming. That they've been playing, I ain't going to say average or mediocre. They've been playing bad. The whole month of December, they played bad football. You can't go to the playoffs playing bad football, man. You're not going to go nowhere.
Terrible that first half, especially Roethlisberger. He was fat, slow, couldn't run, overthrew his receivers, then was throwing to the other opposition. I said, yeah. Roethlisberger, I think his time. That whole class is
They should have run the ball. That's been the bugaboo of Pittsburgh this year. They don't run the ball. That's when they should have run the ball. They just didn't play Steelers football this year. They didn't play defense good. The secondary suspect, and they didn't run the ball. They just didn't play Pittsburgh football this second half of the season.
Well, yes. So now we got, Cleveland's on a high right now. And, a couple of ESPN announcers have picked Cleveland in the upset. Cleveland is going to play KC tough. KC does have a habit of letting teams score on them. Their defense is not really that good. They don't really have a good defense. So Cleveland is going to score on them, but come on, we talking about Patrick Mahomes here. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes right now, outside of Aaron Rodgers and Action Jackson, best quarterback in the league, and he makes magic happen. And I think after a little bit of a scare, I think KC will pull away in this. So I'm going with the Chiefs in this.
Adrian, what'd you think?
Patrick Mahomes, to me, is the best quarterback in the league. There's just Browns have had a great season, and I told y'all during the season that keep your eye on the Browns. They've had a great season. It ends. I don't see them. And they're getting all their coach back. They're getting all their players back. They got 4 hands on deck, and it still don't matter. I just don't see them winning in Kansas City. I just don't see it. Kansas City coming off the bye. They're well rested. They're ready to go. Mahomes is Mahomes. They got all those weapons. They're 100% healthy. Everybody's there. Watkins is there. It's like I just don't see it. I just don't see it, man. You gotta go to the Chiefs in this spot. I just don't. Out of the 4 games, this game's like in terms of the matchup, this is most tilted in one direction. To me, it's like Browns had a great season, but Kansas City just better. It's levels to this. The Browns, they're getting better, but they're not at Kansas City level. There's levels to this.
Yeah, I think that's why they threw this game on early, so they just get that shit over with. You know what I mean? I think I think it's gonna be a beating actually too. Like by they might hang on till like right. They
might hang around for a quarter.
Yeah, quarter and a half or something. But I think after that the severe beating will begin. You see. And then finally we have the Geezers and the Big Easy. We got
the oldest quarterback playoff matchup ever.
We got Drew Brees' Saints versus Brady's Buccaneers. Round 3, which is 2-0 to Drew Brees.
2-0 to Brees so far.
Game 2 was a severe butt whooping.
Yeah, game 2 was an ass kicking. Yes, it was.
And Rome.
I remember that was on Sunday night too. That was a Sunday night embarrassment.
The world was watching. Brady.
Yeah, the world watched him get their ass kicked.
Well, you know, believe it or not,
Oh
I'm going with the Golden Boy.
no.
I think Brady, believe it or not, I think the Bucks are gonna pull it off somehow against the Saints. The Saints, you know, they had a little tough game last week. You know, they had a tough game last week, and I don't think it's gonna be a big beating this time. You know, like they had last time with them. I think Breeze is on his down. I think he's on his downside. I really do. I mean, you know, he's gonna retire as the all-time leading, you know,
A lot of people think this is it.
I think it's it for him too. Matter of fact, you know, I think it was you that said that, Adrian, that he's got a contract waiting for him at NBC.
It's already signed.
Yeah.
Once he retires, he's going to NBC. It's already done.
He's ready for the broadcast. I think Brady gonna have one last run in him. Whether he gets to the Super Bowl or not, that's another story. But I think Brady gonna pull it off. I'm going with the Bucks in this.
You know what? The Saints, Packy said it. It's like Drew Brees is, like you said, he's on the downside. The Saints haven't wowed me. They played good early in the season. Then Drew Brees had the rib injury, went out. Then they've just been, you know, they lost the Eagles, which should never happen. I'm just not. They don't have the look of a team that's going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Type of look to me. It's just I just don't. I think they could be had. I personally think they could be had. I think that it's. I don't see somebody beating Brady 3 times a season neither. That's never happened. No. I don't see that happening neither. I think Buccaneers got a lot of weapons on offense. They got the most talented offense in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Running backs, Leonard Fournette. They got Antonio Brown. They got. I mean, come on. They got receivers out the wazoo. They got tight ends. You got Gronk. Now they've had trouble blocking the Saints' defensive line. Yes, the Saints' defensive line did a number on them both times. I don't see that happening the third time. I just don't see it with the Saints. There's something about them, man. I just don't see it. I'm picking the Buccaneers, man. I just don't see. I just don't see it. It's like something about them, man. It's like they should have went to Super Bowl a couple years ago and blew it against the Rams, man. It's just they blew it against the Minnesota Miracle. They blew that game. They blew it against the Rams. Last year, they had no business losing at home to Minnesota. That should never happen. You lost to Kirk Cousins in the playoffs. I'm like, come on, man. It's something about the Saints. I just don't see it. I just don't see Super Bowl team. I like the Buccaneers here.
Yeah,
it's something about the Saints. It's just something about the Saints, man. It's just I just don't see them do it. I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? When I watch them, they don't impress me. You know what I'm saying?
They don't look like a championship team.
No.
You could even look at last week for like a half. They even let the Bears hang around for a
while. They supposed to stomp the Bears. Yeah. They supposed to stomp the Bears into the dirt. Yeah. Honestly, they're supposed to stomp the Bears into the dirt. The Bears are probably the worst team to make the playoffs, man. They're supposed to stomp the Bears in the dirt. and they didn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
You know, every time you turn around, they switching quarterbacks and stuff. And it's like, you know, this ain't no college program. Come on, y'all. You know, you don't do no shit like that.
Yeah. So, Taysom Hill. I mean, he's a nice, you know, slash, you know, Cordell Stewart type change up, but he ain't no starting quarterback. No, I mean, me personally, I just don't see it with them, man. It's just, I don't. You know what I'm saying? They had time to go to Super Bowls a couple of years ago, and the pass interference call happened, and they blew it in overtime against the Rams. That was the year they go to the Super Bowl. Yep. Now I don't see it. They just don't look like a Super Bowl team to me.
They definitely don't.
Yeah, I agree. I think. I think you and Fox. I mean, I know Fox is really hoping they. I know Fox is hoping that Brady go to the NFC Championship and play against Aaron Rodgers for their ratings.
That's what they want.
So yeah,
I
think,
they would love that.
Yeah, I think the Buccaneers.
CBS would love to have Brady versus Mahomes in the Super Bowl. They would probably pass out in glee. If that happened, man.
Well, I mean,
they would probably pass out in glee.
I think either way they'd be all right.
Either way they'd be all right. Rodgers or Brady against Mahomes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because we've seen Brady and Mahomes. We know when he was with the the Patriots, but we've rarely seen Mahomes and Rodgers. So I think think they would like that more.
They actually played last year, but Rodgers was hurt when they played.
Yeah, he was hurt. So we haven't really seen Mahomes and Rodgers, pretty much go head to head.
We've never seen Mahomes and Rodgers go head to head.
So I think they would
be more. They played last year, but.
And then you got
was it Mahomes? Was Mahomes? It might have been Mahomes that was out. Not Rodgers. It was a Mahomes that was out.
Yeah.
So we didn't see it last year.
A history right there. Chiefs, Packers, Super Bowl. That was like what?
Super Bowl one. Yeah.
That's Super Bowl one.
Yeah.
That's Super Bowl one.
That's crazy. So let me see. We had a few coaching hires this week, and some for I think. So Jacksonville picked up Urban Meyer, and you said they had the press conference already, Adrian.
But for Urban Meyer, yeah, they did.
Yeah, for Urban Meyer. And according to CBS Sports, they graded it a B high. They're saying it's a good job because they got the number one pick and they got picks and
they got the most cap space of any team in the league. Space.
And but my only fear was. Will this dude hang around? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what me and Steven was talking about last night.
That's the question. That's the question when you talk about.
I give him 3 years.
Is he going to stick around?
I give him 2.
Is it going to? Because, Urban Meyer, he took losses hard at Ohio State, man. He down there have a stroke anytime he lose a game. You know what I'm saying? And when you go to Jacksonville, you're going to do a lot of losing, brother. So
I think he just be saying that health bullshit because – like when he left here, remember it was that whole controversy with one of his assistants or something did some kind of sexual misconduct or something stupid. Something happened. I can't. And then
when he left Ohio State.
Yeah, I think that's why he split there. It wasn't no heart attacks or no bullshit like that. It was they was putting the heat on his ass, so he rolled out. And but here,
true. You got a point there.
I don't know, man. I'm not saying he's a fantastic coach. I'm not saying that. It's just to me, he's kind of like in that. Who's the dude that used to was it Larry Brown? Used to coach the
Larry Brown, yeah.
Larry
he jumped from team to team to team to team.
He make you nice and then he split.
He's with the Clippers and he made them good. Did he split? Then he went to the Pacers, made them good. Did he split? No. Then he went to Philly. He remember he coached Iverson. Him and Iverson wanted to kill each other. And he split there. Although he did take him to the finals, though. But him and AI about to kill each other. Then he went to Detroit, won the championship, and split there.
Yeah,
and split there.
To me, that's Urban Meyer. That's the and I don't want if I want sustained success, I don't need no motherfucker leaving and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then where the fuck is it?
Jacksonville just wanted to get the big name. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, and I think that could be a mistake. Then my boy, I got Robert Saleh.
You got the guy you wanted.
I got the guy. See, I think because I wanted this dude because our team going forward going to be really young. You know what I mean? A lot of draft choice. We might have a few veterans from free agency or something. But this dude, he's a young guy. He's 41 years old. I love his energy. If you notice, they during them Frisco game, they got some dude got to pull his ass back on the sideline.
Yeah, I'll be seeing it.
You know what I mean? So I like that, man. Plus, it's cool that we got the first Muslim head coach has been hired.
Yep.
I just think it's and people, all his players got nothing but great things to say about him and everything. And I just didn't want no retreads. I wanted somebody fresh. I wanted new ideas. And I like the fact that Joe Douglas went out of his circle. He didn't even interview nobody from Baltimore, didn't interview Doug Peterson. It was just brand new. And I couldn't be happier, This is the first coaching hire I was hyped about since Rex Ryan, because like Todd Bowles, I was like, well, okay, we'll see. And Adam Gase, I didn't like from the beginning.
Adam Gase was
when I saw the press
horrible.
conference, I knew we was in trouble.
Adam Gase was
that's how I felt about Pat Sherman when we hired him.
Yeah,
same feeling.
But this time, I think this could be. See, I like this because I think finally we got two football people. Joe Douglas and Saleh, and he's gonna be bringing in Mike LaFleur, brother of Matt LaFleur, from Frisco, to be the offensive coordinator. We don't know who the defensive coordinator. He said he wanted Gus Bradley, but Gus Bradley got hired by somebody to be their defensive coordinator. I don't know who, but somebody hired him.
If you just get the right football people in place, you could turn it around quickly. Look at us. We have been the joke of the NFL for about 2 decades now, because it was Regular Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus here. Had no football people. You just had Bruce Allen, Dan Snyder running amok. And it was just drama and infighting and it's just soap opera stuff. Players hating on coaches, coaches hating on players. What's gonna happen with Kirk Cousins? We ain't trying to pay him no money. It's just, and then Kirk Cousins feuding with Bruce Allen. Then Trent Williams feud with Bruce Allen. When you don't have football, this crap happens. But finally, you got rid of Bruce Allen, and we got a football person, Ron Rivera. He did the draft. Look how quickly we turned it around. You know what I'm saying? If you just get right football people in place, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I ain't expecting to go to the playoffs next year. Nothing.
I don't expect you to go to the playoffs, but it just gets you pointed in the right direction. We actually have football people running the operation. I mean, it would make sense that every team would want football people running the operation, but you don't know what flows the mind of some of these owners. That's why the Cowboys are the Cowboys. Because Jerry Jones wants to be the coach and the GM, and he'll never win. He'll always be, what they are, middle of the road, overrated media hype creation. That's what the Cowboys are. They'll go into the season, be hyped up. Oh, this is our year to go. And they'll be 79-8-8 like they always are. It never changes. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, yeah,
that changes.
This dude, man, he this dude look like he ready to go out there and clothesline somebody and shit.
Question is,
I like him.
Will he stick with his, the plan and maybe draft Fields, or does he go?
Now this is the weird thing here. It's okay. I'm gonna start with Joe Douglas. What I've noticed about Joe Douglas is, like, especially this year. Last year I couldn't really gauge him because he had just got here. He really doesn't like to let, which is good. He doesn't like to let information out. You know what I mean? Like when they were hiring Saleh, like he came in like Tuesday evening, like 6:00. Then he stayed and they said it's continuing. And the next day they kept interviewing. The next thing you know, he left. We were like, what the fuck? Because we thought you stay that long, you figure that's it. And you got the job. But so they left and everybody was like, oh, well, we ain't going to get him. And he went to go see Philly and them. Then they brought in Arthur Smith. And then, he just stayed one day. And then they said, well, we done with him. And then it was like about 10 hours. We was like, well, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, that next day, like 11:00 at night, they said they had hired Saleh. So like nobody knew what. So I like that. Anyhow, what does that mean for Darnold?
Yeah, I thought when Saleh left and you ain't had a deal with him, I thought that was it too. See, especially after they brought in Arthur Smith.
I thought it was like that shit from last time with Matt Rule, because that was McCagnon and them. And they were like, okay, we want you to be the coach, but we got Greg Williams defense. You got to take him, and it wouldn't let him hire his own staff. I would have said no too. You know what I mean? So anyhow, but when I heard when they asked Joe Douglas at the postseason press conference, what you think about Sam Darnold? And he was like, well, he's on the team, and he didn't sound too enthused. But then he said, it's going to be me and the coach going to decide what to do with him. You know what I mean? So now you're hearing this stuff that they want to keep him. But I'm still thinking, if let's just say hypothetically, you want to trade somebody, you ain't going to sit up here and say, I want to trade somebody. You're going to sit up, you're like, oh, yeah, we're going to keep him to make people think you want to keep him. I'm not saying they might still keep him, but I'm just still saying I don't know what's gonna happen. This is the first time I have no idea what they're gonna do in the draft. Like none. You know what I mean? Like literally no fucking idea.
I mean, if they want to, if the Jets want to, they could take a quarterback. I don't know if it's gonna be Justin Fields they take. It may be Zach Wilson they take. Yeah, but they could. They're picking two.
But check this out.
See, but the problem with what happened with y'all in the season when y'all started winning games, it would have, if y'all had stayed at one, it'd have been no question. Sam Darnold would have been out the door. But see, smoking after the season if y'all had the number one pick, man.
That's the part that bothers me too. I mean, I ain't talking about the fact that
he would have been gone so fast. As soon as the season hit 0-0, they said, "Okay, bro, get the fuck out."
But see,
he'd been gone first thing smoking if y'all had that number one pick.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. You know, I ain't talking about the fact that we lost Trevor Lawrence, but like the fact that you wanted to get rid of him if you would have got Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, he'd be gone.
But no,
he'd have been out the door.
That's not what I'm saying. The fact that you want to get rid of him shows that he ain't no good. If that was your guy, that's your guy. It don't matter if it's Trevor Lawrence.
I mean, but it's different with Trevor Lawrence because Trevor Lawrence he's a generational talent package. That's the difference. Zach Wilson and Justin Fields, they probably not gonna be generational talents. Trevor Lawrence has a potential. A lot of teams are getting rid of the quarterback with Trevor Lawrence. Ain't just y'all, you know what I'm saying?
Let me put you like this.
Shit, get me Trevor Lawrence. I get rid of my whole quarterback unit to get him. Shit, my goddamn self. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of teams are getting rid of the quarterback with Trevor Lawrence. Let me put you like this.
What if the Chargers ended up with the first pick?
Okay, they probably want a few that wouldn't.
Exactly.
But like 90% of the league would, though. 90% of the league would.
They would, but I mean, if Robert De Niro had a line in Ronin, he said, "Whenever there's any doubt, there is no doubt. If you got doubt, that means get the fuck out." You know what I mean? So, but and then you can say,
"Hey, Rome, if you had a chance to get Trevor Lawrence, you would drag Daniel Jones' ass out so fast, wouldn't you?"
Oh, no question. Now the question, I don't know.
He's a generational talent, man.
I would have done it, but Gettleman, I don't know if he would have done it because Gettleman was so bullheaded and
stuff. Well, Gettleman was an idiot because the rest of the league was Daniel Jones. Trevor Lawrence, they didn't know. Not even know.
Number one pick.
Come on,
I can guarantee you Gettleman wouldn't have took him because Gettleman is stubborn. He's the type that would have been like, I want to prove that my pick is a good pick. That's the type of general manager that we have.
And that's the stuff that gets you fired.
Yep.
That's the stuff that gets you fired.
I think Mara and them would have superseded his ass.
Yeah, Mara was saying, motherfucker, you taking him. You forget about Daniel Jones, motherfucker. We about to trade his ass. Shit.
But then I watched one of the Jet guys was talking about hiring Saleh and everything. And then he got on Mike LaFleur. And they said he showed us a video CBS Sports was talking to Zach Wilson, and because again, remember Mike LaFleur gonna be running the Shanahan offense or whatever, and so they talked to Zach Wilson. They said, "Well, what I heard this out of Zach Wilson's mouth." He said, "Well, what offense do you think fits you best in the league?" He said that 49ers Shanahan offense, and then so they were like, they said this guy's perfect. Now here's another thing, okay. You keep saying or whatever, but the point, and then let's say he's still sorry, then you got another year that you're gonna try and draft somebody. If you got the opportunity now to draft somebody, I just say do it because I don't think we're gonna be 2-14 next year. We're not gonna be good, but I think we'll probably be like 6-10 or something, which would put you like 10, 11, like right in the middle. Still too far away to pick a quarterback, and that's been our problem for years. So that it's a conundrum, you know what I mean? But here, then somebody brought this up because they said Joe Douglas was in Philly. Remember when they had Sam Bradford and then they drafted Carson Wentz and they were both on the same team at the same time. And then halfway through preseason, Teddy Bridgewater hurt himself. And then they traded Sam Bradford to Minnesota. So these motherfuckers talking about they could still draft Zach Wilson and keep Sam Darnold too. And I was like, really? They was like, yeah. And then wait for somebody to get hurt and then trade this motherfucker away. So who knows? I honestly don't know what the fuck these motherfuckers
I do remember when that happened, that the Eagles did have both Sam Bradford and Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Yes, and when Teddy Bridgewater went down Minnesota, Oh, I said, okay, Sam, didn't buy.
And now both
got to
of them
sell some draft
shit.
picks in return. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
They
then
did do
finally,
that.
Arthur Smith got hired by the Atlanta Falcons, son of the CEO of FedEx.
Yeah, the dude that's feuding with Snyder.
Yeah.
Fred Smith. That's the dude. That's the one to feud with Snyder. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's the minority owner who Snyder is feuding with in terms of who's gonna get those shares of the team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That feud's still going on. They beef with the NFL, talk about going to court, all that wild stuff. Fred Smith and Snyder.
They gave CBS Sports gave this hire a B+.
I don't know much about Arthur Smith, so
well, he was the OC of the Titans, you know. So
Titans, yeah.
His claim to fame was that he turned Ryan Tannehill around. You know, because but the thing is,
I don't know if he turned Ryan Tannehill around. I would say having that monster to hand off the ball to turned Ryan Tannehill around.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know.
Having Derrick Henry turned Ryan Tannehill around.
But the thing is, because that's the thing, when Ryan Tannehill came, he was the backup. Mariota was still the starter.
Was the starter.
But he was just so sorry they had to bench him and they started Ryan Tannehill, you see.
And then they started winning.
Nope.
They started winning.
You know, so
the Falcons got some rebuilding they got to do. There's been whispers going around that they possibly could put Julio on the trading block, although I don't think they will. Hey,
Washington football team, they put Julio on the trading block. Hey, make that call.
What you gonna give up?
Shit, I might give him hey, for Julio Jones, I'll give him some picks for Julio Jones.
Okay.
One of the top 2 or 3 of the league receivers, man.
Here you go. Julio Jones or Deshaun Watson?
Of course I'm gonna take Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, you gotta take Sean.
You gotta take Deshaun Watson over Julio Jones. But if you got an opportunity to get Julio Jones, you know the man is one of the top 2, 3 receivers in the game. Shit, I'll take him in a heartbeat.
Keep saying you wanted the prime landing spot for Deshaun Watson.
I mean, I gotta actually see Houston put him on a trading block before I buy that. Now, if he becomes available, hey, let's do it. Shit.
I want to see it happen, but I just gotta.
But I just gotta see Houston actually put him on the trade block before I believe it. This is one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the game. You just don't trade away. I mean, how often do you see somebody trade away an elite quarterback, man? You never see it. So I gotta actually see them have them put him on the trading block and take offers. For I believe it, man. I don't think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna try to do everything they can to placate this guy, but I think they may have already burnt the bridge, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
especially after last year trading away. Oh my God, when they traded away DeAndre Hopkins,
that bridge is
burnt. Really pissed Deshaun Watson off. But he let it go. But then they had a bad season, and now he talking about Eric Bieniemy. They didn't even talk to him enough. And
see now they scheduled a meeting. But the thing is,
man, that's a fake ass joke, man. They never want to talk to this man. The only reason they doing it is to try and keep Deshaun Watson from lunching out. That's the only reason they doing it.
But that's what I'm saying.
They ain't gonna hire that man.
If he go to the Super Bowl, they're going to wait till February to interview him.
That's true.
They can't interview him until then.
They can interview him. They can interview him if they get to Super Bowl. They can interview him in that off week.
Yeah,
they can interview him then. They can interview him in that off week.
But you still gonna have to wait. And they was dogging Houston. They said,
I mean, they can hire him. He just ain't gonna start until after the Super Bowl. But they could talk to him. They could interview him during that off week.
They dogging Houston because they saying you waiting so long. Then by then, everybody done hired people. And where you gonna get your assistants, Houston? Where are your assistants? They
are taking a long. Houston's just dysfunctional. They're a dysfunctional organization. Yeah, they gave Bill O'Brien full control of, which is the biggest mistake. Oh my God, he traded away all your good players.
No draft picks, no players.
And then he started. And then what he said something about DeAndre had his girl. Some team function and he got mad and
what?
You said I'm a trade him.
Whoa. What happened?
That's one reason why he got traded.
He traded him because he had his girl at some team function. Yeah, and Bill O'Brien got mad. That is the main reason that the beef started. He had his girl at some team function and Bill O'Brien got mad.
Oh,
and then he wound up trading
like that.
Petty stuff.
I bring this up all the time when I hear that. All that shit that Michael Irvin did on the Cowboys back in the 90s. Now, one time did they think about trading him. And that man did some shit. Stabbed his teammate in the neck with
Stabbed his teammates. I read the book. Stabbed his teammate. That's a wild
Went to the White
stuff,
House.
Man.
Did everything. They still kept him.
Snorting coke and everything, man.
Your best receiver because he brings his baby mama to the doggone training facility. I'm like, come on, man. Come on. So, I mean, right then and there, Deshaun should have been like, man, look, get me out of here. Y'all traded away my best weapon and over some petty shit like that. And now, to add insult to injury, you said
that's something you pull him to the locker room and have a talk to him about. You don't trade him. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
You pull him in the locker room and say, hey, y'all discuss it. Say, we don't do this here. You know what I'm saying? You talk to the man. You don't trade him. Over some petty stuff like that, man. Who does that?
I heard somebody say they should trade Deshaun to Jacksonville for the #1 pick.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't see that happening either. Yeah. I don't see that happening.
Now, I like to see him go to Miami.
Look, here's the whole thing. Here's the whole thing about Deshaun. Here's something y'all not remembering. Deshaun has a no trade clause in his contract.
And he can control,
which means he can pick if they trade him. He got to say on where he want to go.
Say so, yup.
Because he got that no trade clause. So if they try to pull something like that, he'll just say, no trade clause.
But I could see him if they were to pull the trigger and want to trade him to say Washington. I could see him wanting.
He gotta want to come here though. If they trade him, he gotta want to approve because he got to waive the clause. He got to waive the no trade clause. So he gotta want to come to.
But you don't think he would want to come play with you with Chase Young and all them?
Yeah, I think he would.
He would want to come to you.
I mean, he could. I mean, but we got to upgrade the skill positions, to make it more attractive for him. I mean, we got Terry McLaurin, but I mean, look, Steven dropping balls, films. I mean, come on, man. I mean, we got to get another receiver to make it more enticing for him.
What's a better situation than Chase Young or that bum ass shit he got right now?
I mean, it's a better situation than Houston. Don't get me wrong.
Okay,
it's a much better situation than Houston. But there's other teams that got better situations than us that could want him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the Bears. If he went to the Bears would be dangerous if they had Deshaun Watson, man.
Chicago Bears
with that defense, huh?
I don't think he want to go play there because of the weather and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, Max did bring up some good points because he said that this week on First Take that the Bears.
Yeah, the Bears would be lethal if they got Deshaun Watson. Bears would be a serious threat then. A lot of teams would be a serious threat if they got him because he's that good. You know what I'm saying?
A-Rod wouldn't like that.
Having Deshaun Watson, nobody would like that. Having Deshaun Watson in your division. And they're talking that Miami. They're talking Miami.
Is a good fit.
There's actually talk of a Tua Deshaun Watson swap. Get him Tua. You know what I'm saying?
Why has his kept? Tua is a bum.
Tua's a bum, man. That's exactly why there's whispers of that trade. Because Miami knows starting to realize maybe Tua ain't that damn good.
Trade a bum for one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Because it's Houston, they're dumb.
Oh, come on, man.
That's already been proven.
Don't get no bum,
This the same team that traded away DeAndre Hopkins, like he said, because his baby mama came to the facility. Come on, man.
He's a bum, man.
So who would put past them taking Tua? Trade away Watson for Tua. It's Houston. They would do dumb shit like that, man.
Well, I'd need that pick back, too. I wouldn't just trade for a bum It's because he's a bum.
I wouldn't be just Tua. They probably want Tua and picks.
Yeah,
But you
because
know,
he's a bum. He's a fucking bum.
Trust me, you put Tua down there. You put Deshaun Watson down there in Miami with Brian Flores and that defense Miami got.
That's what I'm saying.
Miami's dangerous. Hey, look, it's a whole bunch of teams we can say if they got Deshaun Watson, they'd be dangerous. Because Deshaun Watson is like a top 4 or 5 quarterback in the league. If it would happen, it would be a godsend for Deshaun Watson to come here. Don't get me wrong. I would love for him to come here. But I just don't believe Houston's going to do that. You don't trade away top 5 quarterbacks.
Even Andre Johnson saying he need to get out of Houston.
Yeah. And Andre Johnson's a guy that never talks. He never talked when he was playing. He didn't talk. And then all of a sudden this week, he's like, man, Deshaun, get out of here, man. He actually told him that. He ought
to know because they wasted his years.
One of the all-time great Texans. He telling them, lead the team. Don't let him waste your career. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Sure they wasted
one of the greatest players in the history of that franchise. Tell them lead the team.
Yeah, you gotta get because he'll be 25 this year, 26, 25, something like
that.
He's still
man, he ain't even hit his prime years yet, man.
Yeah. Time to roll out.
He just signed his contract. So he just finished his rookie contract and just recently signed. Man, he's got plenty of years, man. He got 8, 9, 10 years more, yo. I mean, come on. I would love Deshaun Watson to come here if it's possible. I just don't believe Houston's going to do that. I'm sorry. I have to see it to believe it. I'd have to see it to believe it.
Snyder loves the big names.
Yes, he does.
He loves the big names.
But shit, Rivera loved Deshaun Watson. Who wouldn't? I mean, Rivera would love that shit. If it could happen. But I just don't believe Houston going to do it. And then if Houston does do it, and if Houston does decide to put him on the trade block, that's a hell of a bidding war we're going to have to win. Shit. Because it's going to be like 10, 12 teams trying to get him.
I said, the bridge is burnt. The bridge is burnt. So.
Because it's going to be like 10 teams trying to get him if they put him on the trading block, man. But then again, like I say, he has the no trade clause. So wherever you try to trade him to, he has to want to go there because he has to waive the trade clause in order to make a trade happen. So he has to want to go there. Would he want to come here? Now, yes, Chase Young, all that, I get it. But still, you don't know what he's thinking in his mind, where he wants to go. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, but I can see him.
But he's probably going to want to go somewhere where if he go there, that team going to win big. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we could be that team, but Chicago could be the same way. Win big, you know what I'm saying? Miami win big.
2, 3 beast defenses.
Yeah. Yeah, Chicago got beast defenses like we do.
Well.
And they got one of the best players in the game in Khalil Mack. They got
only
enticing things too. Yeah. But we'll see how it turns out. Like I said, I'm just skeptical that Houston will actually trade a top 4 quarterback. No, you never see that. You never see that.
Well, folks, only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
And only time will tell with these games we're going to see today. So it's been real as always. You know, we're going to catch y'all next week to break down the championship game. Since it's only 2 games next week, we probably do a run and mock next week and see how it goes. We'll see if we can get the Titans on here. Hopefully he'll be all right by then. Yeah. So all right, y'all.
Yeah, I was in his space last year. I was kind of thoroughly last week. You know, after we lost, I've been there.
No, it'd be all right. So we catch y'all next week, everybody. So
all right,
peace out.
All right, peace out, y'all.